So it's 2021, you made it through 2020 with quarantine and everything else that went on. You were stuck at home and thought about your home a little differently than normal. So you probably have a new appreciation and a different appreciation for the place you call home. That and other reasons might make you a seller today in March of 2021. And congratulations, you're a seller in a seller's market. The real estate market's been in a seller's market, sorry for all the markets, for quite a while. So you have the upper hand. There are more buyers fighting for fewer listings. But that can create a problem once you become a buyer and need to buy in a seller's market. Unless you're financially well off enough to own two homes at once, or you don't plan to buy a school bus, renovate it, and travel the countryside like some, you're probably going to need a roof over your head, and you're probably going to need to pull the equity out of your home, find the right timing to buy the new home, and do that seamlessly. Sometimes that requires a little bit of creativity to have the smoothest transaction possible, to make it an easy move from your starter house to your move-up house, from your move-up house to your downsizing house, or wherever you might be moving to. So, here are 10 tips that hopefully will make it a little bit easier for you to make a move to the next place. Tip number 1, take a look at new builds. There are spec houses, there are off-market listings sometimes, and also flexible timelines depending on what you're looking for. There might be a timeline that fits your needs for selling. Tip number 2, if you're looking for that forever house and you can't quite find it, you might have to build it. But if you can't make that happen right away, sometimes it's better to buy a piece of property like my neighbor's doing, sit on the property for a little bit, build the property, and then once everything's lined up, then you can sell in whatever time frame you want. And your dream home's ready, waiting for you. Hey guys, here at First Federal Community Bank with Eric Savage with tip number 3 and number 4 if you're trying to sell.
So you would want to look at a bridge loan, assuming you have equity in your current home, or possibly look at a home equity line of credit. Those are two great ways to make funds available to you so that you can buy a house before you sell your house.
Give these guys a call. They're awesome. Tip number 5, look into apartments. If you haven't thought about it, I know you probably don't want to. It's not a bad idea. It's a good temporary solution to get your equity out of your house, move on, and wait for that right house to come up for the next stage of your life. Some apartments in town have flexible short-term leases that can just bridge the gap between one to another, or paired with another tip, can get you where you want to go. Tip number 6, explore other price points. Being able to be competitive in your price point is pretty important. If you're topped out at your budget and you just can't compete, maybe adjust. Try exploring other price points. There's about a $100,000 difference from the north end of Mill Valley to the south end of Mill Valley. Being a bigger fish in a smaller pond is going to get your offer accepted better than being in a big pond and being the little fish. So take a look around, adjust your search, and you might have better luck. So tip number 7, writing a home sale contingency into your offer. This requires that the box of selling your current home is required in order to purchase the next home. This means that they have to work in conjunction with one another. So this is probably something that I recommend least out of all of these 10, just because for a seller it's not as appealing. It's one more contingency that could be a problem along the route. So from a seller standpoint, it's not recommended, but it is an option out there, and this process is all about matching needs with opportunities. So it is an opportunity, so take a look and it might help you out. Tip number 8, leaseback or seller financing. These two are finding buyers that are flexible or sellers that are flexible. In a leaseback or rent back, a buyer would allow you to close on your home to pull the equity out to go make your future purchase, but allow you to stay with a roof over your head and rent or lease back your property from the new owners until you are ready to move out for the next place. Seller financing would be if you aren't able to close on your current home but are ready to purchase your next home. A seller would be the bank for you until your previous home sold and you got the funds to procure your new mortgage. Tip number 9, working an extended closing into your contract. Extending that contract out far enough to give yourself time to make all of the pieces of the puzzle fall together and the ducks to get lined up in the row so that the closings take place and you can make a seamless transaction to get on to your next stage. Tip number 10, move in with friends or family. My wife and I actually slept right here in my parents' basement for about a year and a half. We sold our house to take advantage of a strong seller's market before we purchased the house we're currently in, which is actually the house I grew up in right here. But being able to sell and take advantage of a strong seller's market and then potentially buy in a less less of a seller's market, will allow you to build the equity you get from a strong seller's market, save some money hopefully while you're living with friends or family, and have the right timing to buy that house that comes along that fits your needs for the next stage of your life.
So hopefully one of these 10 tips will help you out anytime you need to sell or buy a house. If you ever have any questions or just want to love where you live, that's what I'm here to do. So let me know how I can help. And remember, knowledge is knowing things, but wisdom is putting it into practice. So put it into practice, see how it works. Let me know. Love to hear from you. Until then, take care.